jammed his thumb on his non-throwing hand. Colin Zuku has a bruised chest. Adams, which is Brian, has ankle injury. Should be okay. Billy Joe has a right knee, and he should be okay. There's a game. First of all, I want to give Western, take your hats off to Western. They have a really good football team, physical team. Especially on defense, did a really good job of stopping us on our offense. But what we said in the offseason is we got to get better in two phases. We got to get better in special teams. We got to get better on defense. And we also said our defense has to, because of the experience that we have on defense, our defense has to carry us until this offense can catch up. We got a lot of catching up to do. What we saw tonight. But we did get better in two phases. Brian Zalachka really did a good job of flipping the field in the second half and giving us great field position. So I think those are things that gave us a chance to win tonight. Any questions?
What do you think of Morgan's performance?
You know, he made, you look at two big plays, we call them gap plays, game-altering plays, one on the run, one on the touchdown pass. He could have easily had two more. You know, we got to make plays, make those two plays. We tried to run a couple takeoffs on them. We just didn't come down with it. Those are two plays that we make. Morgan looks a little bit better than he did, but I thought he managed it well. He can't take sacks. We took way too many sacks. Can't take sacks, and he's got to get better this week.
8 tackles for loss for Western Kentucky. Were you a little surprised by the offensive line, or do you think some of those injuries during camp hurt the company?
Well, I hope that those injuries hurt us. I hope that we're better than that. That was one of our goals offensively, is to stay ahead of the count in this game, stay ahead of the count down the distance-wise. 0 yards was a good play. We had way too many minus-yard plays. It was now pushing way behind the count down the distance-wise. So we can't have those. Can't have minus-yard plays.
What did you think about the way you guys contained Rainey?
Did a good job of not allowing him to have any game-altering plays. He's a good back. He'll be as good as we see this year. And I thought our guys did a good job of tackling, first of all. And then when we did miss him, somebody was there to clean it up for us.
What were your expectations of the offense coming in, and where are they? You know,
well, I was expecting us to put the ball in the end zone a little bit more than we did. We got to look a lot sharper than that, and I expected us to play clean, a lot cleaner than that. We didn't play as clean as I would like. It wasn't anywhere near what I would like or what I expected. But this is a good opportunity to get it corrected with a win. Very seldom have we been in this situation where we played as bad as we did offensively and won a game. So I'm excited to do that. So excited to go back to work and get things corrected.
There's a lot of talk about using the multiple running backs, and tonight it seemed like you focused on the two. Was there a reason for that? Or?
No, I mean both those guys, they get many opportunities first of all, so you get tired. I really thought that the young kid probably, and I'll say his name now, Josh Clemens. Josh Clemens, I thought he was really seeing things well, so we decided just to go with those two. And they wasn't getting a lot of opportunities anyway, so they weren't tired, so we just decided to go with two. There was some talk about going with Sheik at one point in time, but we didn't get as many possessions as we thought.
What about Winston's game? It seemed like he was all over the place, that new position.
That's Winston's game. You know, last year, if you remember, last year Winston had a few 10-tackle games. When he had those 10-tackle games is when he was closer to the line of scrimmage. And now we're bringing him more off the edge, bringing him up the middle. You would have seen at the last part of those last two series, he was playing in the middle of the field as a middle runner and a Tampa 2 looking defense. There's structure in the back end. So Winston's got to be a guy that comes off the edge, comes up the middle, to be able to play over the top at times. He's got to understand their offense, because a lot of times he has to be the adjuster for us on defense.
A couple times they had a shot at the end zone with a guy kind of wide open that better thrown ball is going to hurt you guys. What happened there? Is that just an instance of a higher risk reward type of defense?
Yeah, the way that they play, you know, they do a good job of running the ball, and that's where as soon as you start seeing safeties starting to commit to the run, that's when hard play actions come into play. We've got to do a great job of playing our techniques and our assignments. We can't get involved in the run if you're not a guy that needs to be in the box. You got to be over the top. Those are foul balls. We had a couple foul balls too, that we had a chance to make plays and didn't. Those happen. But we got to get those corrected also, because our safety needs to be over the top when we are committing 8 guys to the box.
This preseason is kind of always a lot of hope and excitement, and maybe it's hard to know because you're practicing against yourself. Was this a little bit of a sobering reality check in some areas for you guys?
Hey, it's a win, you know. We're excited to come away from here with a win. That's a good football team move. I mean, that's a good physical football team. And for us to come out of this with a win, it's a huge positive for us. I mean, we got to build on this stuff.
Coach, you mentioned Ryan Tidlachka earlier, and his punting throughout the night, high hang time, long hang time, hardly any returns at all. Just talk a little bit more about his performance.
Yeah, that's what we went into this season and wanted him to do. We're not worried about how the distance, although distance helped. Coach Norton's got a saying, he wants him to make it rain, and that's what he did. Making it rain means getting as high as he possibly can. We feel like we got enough speed to get down there to create fair catches as long as he gets it high enough. He's got a chance to be a big-time player for us, and he can continue to flip the field for us.
How do you feel about the wide receivers tonight?
The wide receivers, did you see what I saw? I'm very disappointed, you know. And we had separation. Like I said, our offense will give receivers a chance to make plays because we try to take advantage of what we see, our check system. We got to make the play. There's a couple of big plays that was left out there in both halves. So very disappointed. We also got to block better. Okay? We didn't do a very good job of blocking at the wide receiver position. And it's not young guys. It's old guys that's been around here for a long time.
One thing you talked about all offseason was the depth of wide receiver. Do you feel like some guys who might get more playing time now?
Yeah, we got to get the young kid Marco going. We tried to get the ball to him on a couple of reverses, one jet sweep, one reverse. But we got to line him up with wide receiver to throw the ball to him also, because we think he has a chance to be a dynamic player. But we got to get him started too. I mean, we never got him started on those reverses. So he's got to be a guy that gets more snaps. Because we had a couple of old guys that dropped balls for us. They got an opportunity to make plays, didn't make them. Hey, we'll have to take a longer look at the freshman.
What's E.J. Fields' status?
E.J. is just a carryover from last year. Did not make the trip for us. He's a guy that we disciplined for this game because of something that happened last year.
Negative yard plays and turnovers was kind of the focus, I thought, of the new defense, right? So, I mean, just your evaluation of that.
We got exactly what we've been talking about. We got minus yard plays. We got turnovers. Did they give Winston a turnover at the last part? Yeah, they got 2. So, and I know they got 3, right? They got 3. Yeah. And, I'm not sure how many we got, but we got 4, so we're plus 1. Jeez, we're ready to count. But you don't expect to get 3. We've got to eliminate those. But we did win the turnover battle. I would not say we won the physical battle. They ran the ball well enough, and we did not run it. Matt Smith did not play because he's still a little banged up. We thought we'd give him another week to get healthy.
Was Winston's had to do with offensive line? Because he makes a lot of calls, correct?
He does. He makes some. He makes some calls. But the thing is, I'm hoping that they didn't get a chance to play together as much and communicate. Those things are important. But I mean, we're a veteran group. We should understand. We shouldn't have to practice together a lot. But it does help. But I expect those guys to do better next week.